Good morning, everybody, and here, by request, is Only Fins. Today we're going to talk about Gill, our Sailfin Tang. So, Sailfin Tangs are part of the Zebrasoma genus, so they're in the same genus as yellow tangs, purple tangs. Specifically, the Sailfin Tang is the Zebrasoma veliferum. They are beautiful fish, as you see here. This is our second gill. If you remember back, our first gill unfortunately perished when we had some oxygen deprivation issues in the tank. In the wild, sailfins can be found in seaward-facing reefs or lagoons, predominantly in the southern Pacific, the Indian Ocean, so like anywhere from Hawaii, Indonesia, areas like that. They live in depths of anywhere between 3 to 200 feet. In captivity, under the best conditions, they've been noted to live anywhere from 35 to 40 years. Closer to 12 to 20 otherwise. And if the conditions are poor in captivity, only 7 to 8 years. So you could, in theory, have this beautiful fish in your life for longer than you could a dog. They're very easily spotted, easily discernible fish. It's very hard to kind of confuse them with others. Now, he is Gill, right? He's named after Gill from Finding Nemo, who is a Moorish idol, which has kind of the same striping pattern, but a very different body, right? So the Sailfin Tang has this disc-shaped body with a very large, prominent anal fin and dorsal fin, along with their elongated, extended snout. All Zebrasomas literally have this same kind of feature. Now, like other surgeonfish, because they are related to them, it does have two scalpels, one on each side along its caudal peduncle. So the caudal peduncle is that little space section at the base of the dorsal fin and getting to the actual where you see the yellow start. Now, these are folded inside a groove when they're not in use, but they will protrude out whenever he feels threatened or he's trying to assert dominance and such. Size-wise, the high end they can get to be 1 foot 3 inches, and on the low end 7.9 inches as an adult. The juvenile's body is a brown color with yellow in the stripes, with more yellow. And then the tail obviously is all yellow. In the adult, the body is more of a brownish olive, and the yellow kind of pales out except in the tail. Otherwise, that's kind of how they are. There's no physical way other than maybe a little bit of a size difference to tell the difference between a male and a female. They're considered also semi-aggressive, so they play well with everyone else as long as they're not in the Zebrasoma genus. Maybe if they're introduced at the same time, you could get another of the Zebrasomas in with them, or if you manage their aggression towards each other with getting a large enough tank. And we're talking large. Like 3, 4, 500 gallons large. Not 180. So this will be the only Zebrasoma that we will have for the foreseeable future. Food-wise, their diet is pretty consistent with surgeonfish. They love algae. Seaweed, any leafy microalgae, and because they are grazers, like most surgeonfish, it's best to feed them numerous times throughout the day to kind of fill that need that they would be eating all day long as they cruise through the reef. Now you'll see here I have their food in this grazer. I believe it's from Two Little Fishies. I originally had the seaweed clip, but as you can see, they get pretty aggressive at ripping the algae off, the seaweed out. Now that is because when they're eating algae off of rockwork, they have to grab it and then rip it off of the rockwork, right? So naturally they're going to be pretty rough with it. I find that when I've used the seaweed clip, that they just rip off large chunks and then never eat it. They just let it float around. So I find that switching to this grazer has been great, because even the smaller chunks that just kind of get ripped off and float away, Dory will come in, or whoever's not in line currently eating will clean up whatever starts to float away, because it's in small particles. That being said, they will also gladly eat whatever I offer them. Him, her, whatever he is. As you know, I do a very wide variety of a diet for the tank. They get a half a sheet of seaweed every day. I find that that manages their aggression and any of their less than desirable attributes quite well. So this is LRS that I feed. I do alternate between giving them LRS for the day or some reef plankton, which they all enjoy, or even some brine shrimp. And that kind of varies day by day, the consistent thing being that they get that half a sheet of nori every day. Otherwise, the frozen food kind of varies. Sometimes I'll make like a mixture of the brine shrimp, the reef plankton, and the LRS, so that they get a little of everything every day. But that's a lot more labor intensive than just picking one thing a day. And then they also get their pellet food in the morning from the Apex. And that's right around like 11 in the morning. So they do get a very wide, varied diet, which is what especially surgeonfish need. As far as a home, they require a very open area, but also a very kind of closed off area. While you're watching, he does spend most of his time in the water column, just swimming around, doing fish stuff, right? But he also does go into the nooks, the crannies, the crevices. He loves going through the little arch that's right in front of him. I haven't really determined where he sleeps, which we'll have to kind of look at. But he thoroughly enjoys darting in and out of all of the rock work, along with just kind of flying from one end of the tank to the other. They are very quick and agile, as you can see. I wish I could kind of emphasize how fast he's moving in some of these sections, but he can literally move from one side of the tank to the other in the blink of an eye. Because of this, they thoroughly love strong currents, and with that, that provides the ample oxygenation that they need. just aiming a power head at the surface of the water can do wonders for gas exchange. Now, you'll also notice that I have tons of little crevices, and a lot of aquarium design and like rockscaping was originally aimed at what pleases us the most. But at the end of the day, we need something that meets both needs, right? Because you want something that is both looks good and pleases our eye, but also something that's utilitarian for the fish. There's plenty of small crevices, especially in this section here, for them to just kind of tuck themselves into if they need to get away from something, or just want to go to bed. Same with this area. If they're all afraid, they actually all hide together in the middle of this big overhang. They definitely have their times when they don't get along with each other, but I've noticed that if there's anyone that Gill does not get along with and has like a fight with, it is the blonde Nassau Tang Tigger. Otherwise, he doesn't really seem to bother anyone. He gets along with everyone very well. He's a very docile tank mate and a model citizen, as it would be called. So, thank you for listening about Gill. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for the suggestion and someone who asked to learn about Gill and the Zebrasoma villiferium. So I hope you enjoy. Leave a like and a comment, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.